A woman found the secret to wealth in a trash can. She discovered that many businesses, in order to encourage repeat purchases, usually print coupons on their packaging boxes. Normally, most people wouldn't pay much attention to this, but if you collect enough of them and then go to the supermarket to buy the corresponding products, you can not only get them for free at checkout, it's like 1,000 coupons. In the end, you can even pocket some extra spending money for free. Levels to couponing, Lisa would definitely be at the very top. Aside from the furniture, appliances, and her husband, almost everything else in the house was basically picked up for free by her. Her husband Nick is a typical macho working man. He leaves early and comes home late every day, completely oblivious to Lisa's efforts, and even looks down on her a bit. The two had been married for many years and always wanted a child, but their wish never came true. This became a thorn in his heart, and also an unspoken barrier between the couple. Nick couldn't stand this kind of life anymore, and in the end, he ruthlessly asked for a divorce. The turning point of the story happened on the third day after her husband left. That afternoon, Lisa just wanted to have some cereal to fill her stomach, but after one bite she frowned. Not only was the cereal dry and astringent, but it also had a strange taste. It was clearly an expired product. An ordinary person might just complain a bit and let it go, but Lisa was different. If you dared to sell her expired food, she would fight you to the end. So she opened her computer and wrote a lengthy complaint letter, pouring out all her dissatisfaction, even exaggerating a little by saying that this bag of cereal almost sent her to the ICU. In fact, Lisa's original intention was just to vent her anger, but to her surprise, a few days later she actually received an apology letter from the manufacturer. Along with it was a free voucher. With this voucher, she could pick up a brand new box of cereal for free at a nearby supermarket. Lisa was both surprised and delighted, and she hurried to her usual supermarket to show off her voucher. But to her surprise, the cashier had seen this kind of thing many times before. According to him, whenever a manufacturer receives a complaint, they usually give customers a voucher. First, because it's a low-cost solution, and second, it helps restore their reputation. The cashier said this casually, but Lisa took it to heart. Hearing his words, her eyes instantly lit up. She started thinking to herself, if I complain to more companies, wouldn't I be able to get even more vouchers? This idea grew wildly in her mind like weeds. No sooner thought than done. Lisa worked overtime that very night, writing complaint letters one after another. Her reasons for complaining were all over the place, and some were downright ridiculous. It was like absurdity had reached a whole new level. She complained that the cookies weren't crunchy enough, the toilet paper was too thin, and even found fault with the flavor of the toothpaste. In her letters, she sounded completely sincere. She packed her letters with details, completely portraying herself as an innocent consumer harmed by subpar products. Just like that, Lisa's complaint letters went out like snowflakes, and the free vouchers came back just as thick and fast. In just 1 month, she received over 100 free coupons, covering everything from food and daily necessities to cosmetics. Excited, she called her best friend, Hey May, over to her house to show off her hard-earned haul. Hey May, a somewhat well-known livestream sales host, was stunned at the sight of the table covered in vouchers, and exclaimed that if they sold these at half price, they could definitely make a good profit. That remark became the starting point of Lisa's path to crime. Driven by greed, they took their first step. Hey May was in charge of sales, using her social media accounts to sell these vouchers online at half price. To their surprise, business was booming. In the United States, coupon culture is extremely popular. Everyone wants to buy what they need for the lowest possible price, so the outcome was no surprise. In just 3 days, Lisa's stack of vouchers had dwindled significantly, which led to the biggest problem: the coupons they had obtained through complaints. The supply of coupons obtained through complaints was far from enough to meet market demand. Having tasted success, Lisa and Hey May were naturally unwilling to stop there. So, the two of them came up with an even bolder and more outrageous idea: to go directly to the coupon printing factory. Online information showed that this printing factory worked with many businesses and was located in Mexico. After confirming the location, Lisa and Hey May quickly packed their bags and drove across the border overnight, arriving in Chihuahua, Mexico. They staked out in front of the printing factory for several days. They observed the factory workers looking for the right opportunity to make a breakthrough. Their persistence paid off. After several days of investigation and surveillance, they finally found a suitable couple, Manny and his wife Mary. Both had worked at the factory for many years, earning meager wages and living very frugally. The key point was that the couple both liked to take advantage of small perks. As long as there was something in it for them, they were willing to do anything. When Manny heard that coupons could be sold for money, he agreed without hesitation, because Lisa's offer was simply too tempting. Yes, I'll do it. Are you for real? Like, oh wow, I mean, because it took me a while to get on. He was indeed confident enough, since for him, making some coupons was really easy. After all, he worked in the printing department and knew all the loopholes inside out. According to him, the factory was divided into 2 departments. One was the redemption department, where his wife worked, mainly responsible for registering and collecting return coupons. The other was Manny's printing department, where workers would rush to print coupons for various manufacturers according to their orders every day. To ensure there were enough, the factory would usually print several thousand extra copies as backup. The usable coupons would be sent to the clients, while the unusable ones would be thrown into the shredder for destruction. Manny's plan was very simple. As long as he hid the extra coupons in advance and then mailed them to Lisa, it would be hard for anyone to notice. With their cooperation, the first box of goods quickly reached Lisa, and she and the black girl officially started their money-making operation. The two had a clear division of labor. Lisa was responsible for coordinating with Manny to receive the coupons and then sorting and categorizing them, while the black girl was in charge of sales. They not only sold online, but also hosted live streams every night, specifically explaining how to use the coupons, attracting many customers with half-price deals. To make the business look more legitimate and to avoid suspicion, Lisa even established a coupon consulting service company. From that day on, orders skyrocketed, and the two were either sending out packages or on their way to ship them. Manny also became bolder, increasing the shipment volume from just a few boxes at first to dozens of boxes. Things got even more outrageous. They made so much money that they didn't even know how to spend it, and if they were slow, they had to hide it everywhere. To tackle this problem, and for the long-term development of their business, Lisa and the black girl even hired a hacker specifically to manage their website, as well as technical issues like how to launder the money. But just as the two were reveling in their money-making spree, danger was quietly approaching. Their business had already seriously affected the interests of major brands and supermarkets. With all the free Opanang coupons,
it's China. I think maybe China is framing me. Number 6.
6 months passed in the blink of an eye, and by this time the two sisters had already made tens of millions. With money in hand, they naturally wanted to enjoy life, so Lisa and the black girl even bought a warehouse specifically for this purpose. They used it to collect all kinds of luxury sports cars. In their spare time, they would charter private jets to travel around the world and check in at various destinations. To fulfill her dream of becoming a mother, Lisa even spent $50,000 on IVF during this period. Meanwhile, the government investigation was getting deeper and deeper. The person in charge of the case was this bespectacled young man in front of us. This guy is chubby with a big head and ears, so let's just call him Fatty Bai. Fatty Bai is an expert in this field. Based on the clues he had, he quickly identified the first batch of people who bought the coupons, and then followed the trail to uncover Lisa's sales network. As everyone knows, an IP address can be used to locate a suspect's whereabouts. Soon, Fatty Bai arrived in the city where Lisa was located. He teamed up with the local police to launch an investigation, and before long, they noticed these coupons. The first supermarket where the coupons appeared, although most of the employees there couldn't provide any valuable leads. But the long-haired guy was different. Having worked as a cashier for so many years, if anyone seemed suspicious, it was definitely Lisa, this coupon expert. After getting the lead they wanted, Fatty Bai and his assistant immediately began 24-hour surveillance on Blackie and Lisa. After several days of investigation and tracking, the two quickly discovered the studio Lisa had set up and handed all the evidence over to the police, preparing to arrest Lisa. The operation was so large-scale, it was as if they were capturing an international drug trafficker. As expected, there was no suspense. Under the swift action of the SWAT team, both Lisa and Blackie were arrested one after another. Not only that, the police also found a large number of unsold coupons in Lisa's studio. SWAT officers are ordinary people too. Since they found them anyway, it wouldn't be too much to take a couple for themselves. Now that the evidence was conclusive, Lisa knew she couldn't escape conviction, so she simply took all the responsibility upon herself, clearing Blackie of suspicion. After all, it's better for one person to go to jail than for everyone to end up there, since Blackie had always been just Lisa's assistant and with Lisa voluntarily confessing. So the jury ultimately decided to sentence Blackie to 10 days in jail and confiscate her illegal gains. As for Lisa's unauthorized sale of coupons, the judge believed that it hadn't caused any serious consequences during that period, so she was only sentenced to 1 year in prison. Of course, any assets under her name still had to be confiscated. With that, Lisa's business empire was completely destroyed. Just when Blackie thought she would have to start over, she found a large amount of cash in Lisa's suitcase. It seems Lisa understood better than anyone the saying, "A cunning rabbit has 3 burrows." Blackie used this money as startup capital to establish a multinational trading company and began running a legitimate business. Now, once Lisa completes her sentence and is released, she and her unborn child will still have more money than they could ever spend. In the end, may you and I both avoid seeking shortcuts, never rely on crooked paths to prove ourselves, and never live for others' approval. Even in the mundane world of daily necessities, may we live our lives with dignity and confidence.